Josu. This is Steve with VBE. I'm doing good, man. Alive and kicking. How about yourself? All right, good. Well, thanks for setting up this call. Is now still a good time for us to meet? Okay, perfect. All right, well, I won't hold you up too long. The call is really designed to answer all of your questions. So there's a couple of ways we can get that done. Do you want me to lay it all out for you and tell you what's what? Or do you want to start with some questions off the rip? Yeah, absolutely. You got it, man. My pleasure. So out the gate, a couple things you should know before I get into our process and how we work. I want you to know a little bit about who we are and what we do. So we are a medical evidence company only. And what I mean when I say that is like we build you the credible medical evidence package you need to win the claim. And we build that around a Nexus statement or a Nexus letter. That's the key piece that most veterans are missing. So we'll do that, but that's all we'll do, right? So like I'm not going to be able to file your claim for you. I can't pull your medical records. I can't even give you claims advice. So I'm not a VSO. Matter of fact, we're not affiliated with the VA in any way. The VA considers us a third party. So what you're doing, if you're working with us, you're going outside the VA system. You're getting your own doctor's private medical opinion that helps you win your claim. Okay. All right. Cool. So then that's kind of who we are. Then what we do is how we do it is telemedicine, right? So it's pretty convenient. It's all emails, phone calls, online. You don't have to travel. It's pretty convenient to work with us. But that comes with some drawbacks. Like, for instance, I can't work with you on like your knees, your feet, your back. That stuff is pretty much out of bounds for telehealth because you'll never be in the same room as my doctor. So instead, we focus on things like what you saw in that evaluation email, right? So we focus on mental health, migraine, sleep apnea, GERD, those sorts of claims is what we focus on. And then how we do it is this. So I'm about to send you another email. So now I'm getting into the process. This is what we do. I'm going to send you an email that has a link to our website. If you decide to go forward with us, you click on that link, you put the medical evidence you want us to write for you in your shopping cart, and then you check out. So yeah, shopping cart and checkout. It is online shopping. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward though. So you'll be able to figure it out pretty easy. Once you get done with the checkout process, then you're able to schedule your telehealth visit. So on the sleep apnea and the GERD, it would be a phone call like this, right? It's just a regular old phone call. If you go forward with the mental health claim, that's a video conference. So, that'll be like a FaceTime or a Zoom kind of thing. Okay. All right. So then once you have that telehealth consultation visit, my doctor then goes to work writing your, medical evidence package. So what you're getting there, and is it Josu or Josu? Josue. Okay, man, I butchered that. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I'm probably not the first. I probably won't be the last. But I apologize for adding to the pile. I don't mean to dog pile there. So Josue. Got it. That's cool. That is a cool name. Yeah, you bet. Where was I? So what you're getting in that package, Josue, is the diagnosis and the Nexus. So those are the two key pieces that you need to win a claim at the VA. So diagnosis, you know what that is. Nexus, though, is just a connection between two things. So what the VBA is looking for there is how is this condition connected to service? That's what they want to see. So that's what my doctor will write, right? So we'll get you a service connection for these conditions to help you win the claim. So those are the two things you need to win the claim, but we go further. So the package that you're getting also details out your symptoms. The reason we do that is to, like, say you qualify for the 50% award, right? So 50%, it would take you probably from 80 to 90, probably what it would do mathematically. So say you qualify for the 50% award, we want to make sure you get that 50% award. And how we do that is we detail out your symptoms. And what the VBA is looking for is what's the social and economic impact of these symptoms. So we want to make that very clear and plain, use a language that the VBA knows and understands. So you'll get all of that in this package that my doctor writes. So then my doctor delivers that evidence package to you, and then you submit your claim at the VA, however you normally submit claims. This will work with that. Then when you win, you keep everything. So if you work with us on, say, one disability or one claim and moves you from 80 to 90, or maybe you work with us on 2 and it takes you from 80 to 100. All right. So let's just say 80 to 100. That's a huge jump, right? It's like an extra $2,200 a month jump from what you're currently making. Yeah. So you keep all that, right? Good for you, man. Congratulations. We don't get a dime of that money. That's all for you and your family. And then same thing for back pay. Like if you're fortunate enough to be in line for, $5, $10, or even $20,000, good for you, man. You keep all of that. We don't get any of it. But you do pay like that $847 fee that you saw in the evaluation email. You'll pay that before you see the doctor. So that's kind of how payment works too. Okay. So the whole process takes about 3 to 6 weeks from the day you get started. We will screen you for each piece of medical evidence. We have various screeners. So what happens there is, like, if we can't write you a winning package, we'll tell you up front, say, hey, Josue, don't go forward with this claim. Here's why, X, Y, Z, right? So don't even pay, right? We can't help you. So we'll screen you first for all of the various claims that you want to work with us on. So that's kind of an added, source of comfort for a lot of vets, because they know they're not spending money on something they can't win. And then, did you want to work on the sleep apnea claim? Because I got some specifics I need to talk to you about on that. So is that something that's top of mind for you? Or are you more thinking like the mental health and GERD, or what were you wanting to work on, I guess? Got it. So let's do the math real quick. So the VA math is not your typical, it doesn't math like it did when we were in school, I guess I should say. So, but I will do the math real quick, and then I'll be able to tell you what your percentages look like, and you can kind of make a decision from that. You did a good job getting to 80. Did you do that yourself, or did you have help? Great. Is it a VSO? Are you going to go back to them, or did you use a different company? Oh, okay. So you filed your own claim then, right? Or did they do it for you? Okay. Got it. Okay. 30% bilateral, and then it's the 40% bilateral. Nope. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, good. They did a good job getting you to 80. We should be able to possibly take you to 100. So right now, the reason I wanted to call out sleep apnea in specific is because if you were inclined to go after that claim, if you've already got the sleep study done, you've got the diagnosis, you've been prescribed a CPAP machine, then sooner is probably better than later for you if you're going to file that claim. Because sometime in 2026, the VA is supposed to change the rating schedule for sleep apnea. What currently qualifies for a 50% rating, once they effect this change, it will then only qualify for 10%. Okay. So, have you already been prescribed a CPAP? You've already had your sleep study, all that? Okay. Did you already file the claim and they denied it, or have you not filed it yet? Well, interesting. Okay. So that's going to leave you. So there's no evidence of you filing that claim at all. You didn't get okay. So then you're going to be filing that. When did that take place? Was that within the last year, or was it a long time ago? So you're outside of that year time frame. Okay. The VA works in year chunks. So I wanted to see what chunk you were in. So you're still able to file it. I can't tell you if it would be an appeal or not. Typically, you can only file a new claim once. After that, it's always an appeal. So for what you're describing, seems like some sort of glitch or something. So likely what could happen is you could file that as a new claim. Now, maybe you get some advice on this from a VSO or somebody else that this has happened to. Figure out your best avenue there. Sounds like it would be a new claim because there's no evidence of a prior claim. Something happened. And if they do find evidence of the prior claim, they will, now they should move you automatically to the supplemental claim lane, which is the appeals lane. But they could just deny the claim again, saying, no, you have to file an appeal. If they do that, just go in, refile the appeal, doing it that way. So it sounds like your best avenue is probably file a new claim, but you need to get some advice on that to make sure that our thinking is straight. Make sense? Okay. So then if you got if you went forward with the sleep apnea claim, so right now you're at 84.4% is your raw score. So you've got a bilateral factor that's contributing to that. Okay. So it's 84.4. So basically you only need 10 more percent to go to 90. So you're in a really good spot. So if you won sleep apnea at 50, that takes you to 92.2. If you win mental health at 50, that takes you to 96.1. So 95 was the threshold to gain to get to 100. So the sleep apnea and the mental health, if you win both of them, you don't need to win both of them at 50. But if you win both of them at 50, you're well over the threshold. You're at 96. So that's one way you could go. If you didn't want, for some reason, didn't want to go after the sleep apnea, the GERD and mental health in conjunction would take you there as well. So most veterans win GERD at 10%. So, oh, no, it wouldn't. Sorry. It wouldn't take you there. My bad. So, yeah, the way the math looks, I mean, the sleep apnea and the mental health are your two highest value claims. And if you win both of those at 50, you're at 100. Real possible. Real possible. So, I can't give you an exact percentage, but it's north of 80 and south of 100. So it's somewhere in there. It's high. It's a high likelihood, but there's no guarantees. So yeah, the other thing to note on sleep apnea is like you will have to upload a copy of your sleep study to us. Okay. So once we see that, then you can schedule and pay. Once you pay and show us the copy of the sleep study, then you can schedule the telehealth visit and have the doctor write that Nexus letter. Okay. And did I tell you the mental health was going to be a Zoom call, or like a video call? Did I mention that? Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm your point man for questions, right? So you can go on to va.gov and look at all of your previous claim decisions. And let's see. So let me go there now. I look at mine and it basically, so when you're on my VA at va.gov, the thing that pops up first is claims and appeals. So then you can review details, look at manage all of your claims and appeals. So I would probably start with that link that says manage all claims and appeals. When I click on that, I see, all of my claims since I started filing claims all the way back to 2018. So one of those is it. If it's not there, you didn't file it. So then you would be able to determine, is this a new claim or an appeal at that point? Okay. Did you get that note? I mean, did you get that where you need to go to find that? Did you write that down? Okay. All right. Perfect. Because I could send it to you if you didn't. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Like I said, if you have any other questions, just send me a note, right? Text me or email me. Both work. I answer all my texts and emails between calls. So that's a good way to get your questions answered. And then for me, look for one email from me. It's just the link to the webpage. So you'll have that. You can get started whenever. All right. Well, then I will let you go. One last call. Any other questions, anything before we end? Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. You know the drill. All right. Excellent. All right. Josue, thank you for the time. Yeah. Thank you for the time today. Appreciate that. Have a good rest of your day. My pleasure, man. All right. Take care.